Ogami passed away sitting on the couch. If the blow she suffered in front of the magazine rack was her cause of death, then how did she get there?
About time you realized.
Easy! That homicidal maniac is lying!
You really knocked Ogre while she was sitting down, didn't you? Well, how about it?
No, she was undoubtedly struck in front of the rack. Anyone who saw the scene would agree with me.
He's right about that. There's some pretty clear evidence she was attacked in front of the magazine rack. This is it. She was attacked near the magazine rack. The blood in front of the rack is all the evidence you need of that.
Well, yeah, but couldn't Genocider just have moved Ogre's body after killing her? That way it would look like I was the killer, since she was sitting down when I whacked her.
Whoa, whoa! Hold your horses! I can't carry anything heavier than these Genociders. No effing way I could have moved that monstrous mass of muscle!
Then, what the hell, dude?
So, are you still going to try and tell me that there isn't anything else to this case?
But...
Besides, we haven't answered this murder's biggest question, how the sealed room was constructed. Until we've solved that mystery, we can't say we've solved this case.
how she constructed the sealed room? Easy! Now listen. After killing Sakura, Fukawa got back into the locker.
Oh, I gotcha. She was hiding in the locker until you guys broke the seal. Then, she took advantage of the confusion to slip out of the locker and into the crowd.
No, I don't think that's how it happened. The reason Fukawa couldn't have been hiding in the locker until we broke the seal is because... I saw it! You were there with us, Asahina, before I broke the rec room door's window. So you would have seen... that the locker was already open. There's no way Fukawa could have been hiding in there between then and when we broke into the room.
Okay. Then what was she hiding, dude?
Beats me. Anyway, what's this about a sealed room?
You're the culprit, man! How could you not know?
Maybe like I'm not the culprit or something?
You're lying!
She isn't lying. As I've been saying, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocider ain't the culprit, that means the blow to her head isn't what killed Ogre.
And what of it?
There isn't any other explanation for how she died.
Are you sure you haven't just overlooked some other possibility?
Overlooked some other possibility? Assuming her cause of death is something else, it would have to be...
Assuming Ogre's cause of death wasn't the blow to the back of her head, then what did kill her?
There's no other possibilities. Her cause of death was the wound in her head, nothing else!
Wait a second.
Assuming Ogre's cause of death wasn't the blow to the back of her head, then what did kill her?
There's no other possibilities! Her cause of death is the wound on her head, nothing else!
That's wrong, Asahina! The Monokuma file says that Ogami had vomited blood. Could that possibly have something to do with how she died? There were even traces of it left on her corpse.
She could have just bit her cheek or her tongue when she was hit on the head.
If she had just bitten herself, the Monokuma file surely wouldn't have said she had vomited blood. Furthermore, there weren't any cuts or bite wounds inside her mouth.
You investigated that closely? Damn, girl! She must love you some dead bodies!
It's not the dead bodies I'm interested in, just solving mysteries.
But dude, if she didn't bite the inside of her mouth, then what made her puke blood?
It would have to be something that occurred internally. Chances are, Sakura Ogami was murdered by poisoning.
She was poisoned?
Precisely, and don't waste your time questioning it. After all, I'm the one who reached that conclusion.
She was poisoned? That's stupid!
Don't believe it? Then allow me to explain just how the culprit got Ogami to take the poison.
You think you can explain it?
Damn right I do. Let's get started.
Silence, all of you! Listen quietly! My White Knight speaks!
You're the loudest of everyone, man.
The key to this mystery lay in the chemistry lab on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not the rec room? That means I could have found it too!
The kind of fool who throws up a white flag at being evicted from the scene could never do such a thing.
Well, you're not wrong, that's for sure.
There's a large cabinet in the chemistry lab in which a plethora of chemicals and reagents are stored. I found this there.
Is that poison?
It's not a particularly potent poison, but if you ingest enough, you'll die well enough. But the properties of the poison are irrelevant. What matters is where I found the container.
Where was it?
The Chem Lab cabinet is divided into 3 sections, labeled A, B, and C respectively. Cabinet A contains nutrients, Cabinet B, reagents, and Cabinet C, poisons and other hazardous chemicals.
And you found the poison in Cabinet C, right?
Oh, did I now?
I think I know where Togami found that poison. As I recall, I found that bottle in the same cabinet as the nutrients and stuff, which would mean it was in... That bottle of poison was inside Cabinet A, wasn't it?
Huh? I thought Cabinet A was supposed to be for nutrients and shit like that.
Curious, isn't it? Why would a bottle of poison have found its way into Cabinet A with the nutrients?
Why indeed, dude?
Because this is a byproduct of the culprit switching things around.
What do you mean?
This is what I mean.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Togami had brought the bottle of poison to his lips. We could do nothing but stand there and watch the unexpected series of events unfold before our eyes. But the man at the center of it all just pressed forward, his usual calm demeanor unbroken.
Disgusting.
Do you effing know? My White Knight's in trouble! You need some water, quick! Just drinking that powder's gotta be hell on your throat!
You dumbass, we need to make him barf up the poison first!
That taste does make me want to vomit. High quality my ass.
Huh? What are you talking about, dude? Aren't you gonna die or something?
Protein. What else?
Protein?
Togami, could I see that bottle, please?
Certainly, by all means.
Kirigiri took the bottle from Togami and scooped a bit of the powder out with her finger. And then put it in her mouth.
This is protein.
Huh?
Indeed. There wasn't poison in that bottle, but protein powder. Conversely, where did the poison that should have been in the bottle end up?
There was protein powder in the poison bottle. So, flipping things around, what container was the poison in?
Oh goody, we get to wait for the idiot to figure it out.
I can do this.
Gotta spell it 1 letter at a time, don't you?
P-N R O T E I Protein!
Oh, isn't that cute? Naegi can spell protein. He's growing up so fast.
Could the poison have been put into a protein container? Since there was protein powder in the poison bottle, isn't it possible the opposite is also true?
Exactly. The protein container and poison bottle had their respective contents swapped. The protein powder was placed in the poison bottle, and the poison into the protein container. With that in mind, it shouldn't be hard to see how the culprit got Ogami to ingest the poison.
For realsies?
By giving Ogami a certain something they found at the scene of the crime, they got her to take the poison.
Something at the crime scene? That's it! It's the thing the culprit gave Ogami. A protein container?
Not just any protein container, one with poison inside.
Huh?
That's how they got her to ingest the poison, and that's her real cause of death.
Oh yeah. Dude, Ogre did like to talk about how protein can cure anything. So after she took those blows to the head, she decided to take some protein to help her get better.
But the container she was given had poison in it, not protein. And I know exactly who it was who performed the swap.
Seriously? Well, go on, who did it, dude?
There was clear evidence as to who did it left in the chemistry lab.
The evidence he's talking about. It's gotta be that. The thing we found in front of the cabinets. The footprints! The footprints left in the front of the Chem Lab's cabinets. That's the evidence you're saying points to the person who switched the poison into protein, isn't it?
When I visited the chemistry lab this morning, there were no such footprints there. Which means they were left around the time of the murder and therefore connected to this case. Furthermore, the footprints were in front of Cabinet A, where the protein-filled poison bottle was found. In all likelihood, the culprit accidentally left them when performing the swap to Cabinet A. And with footprints as clear as those, it's a simple task to determine whose they are. I'm going to check everyone's shoes, right here, right now. That will tell us exactly!
They're mine. Those footprints, they're mine.
Asahina?
You're gonna figure it out anyway, so I'm better off just telling you myself.
Then, the one who killed Ogre was...
Yes, I did. I killed Sakura!
I suspected as much. No matter how you look at it, those footprints were made with tennis shoes. And the only people here who wear tennis shoes...
Tennis shoes? The people here wearing tennis shoes are... me and Asahina. Asahina and I are the only ones. I get it. So that's why you...
And chances are these footprints belong to you, don't they, Naegi?
No, they don't.
Then give me your shoes and let me compare foot size. If the footprints weren't yours, then the only other possibility...
Was Hina?
And while we're on the subject, since the class trial began, Asahina has been acting rather unusual. She's been pushing unusually hard to get us to cast our ballots. She wanted us to rush to a decision, so the blame for her crime would be put on someone else.
I can't believe that.
What's so unbelievable about it?
I mean, Asahina and Ogami were good friends.
Which is exactly what gave her this chance. Ogami wouldn't even bat an eye at protein given to her by her good friend Asahina. Asahina exploited their so-called friendship. She used it to deceive the victim, Ogami, and continued using it to try and deceive us as well. That was one hell of a dirty trick you pulled, Asahina.
Is it true? Asahina, did you really kill Ogami? And if so, why? Why would you do that?
When I found Sakura in the rec room, her head all hurt and bloody, she asked me to bring her some protein. But then, I was in the chem lab going to get it for her, and the idea just popped into my head.
I could kill her now, you thought, didn't you? So you swapped the two bottles' contents and gave her the protein container with the poison in it.
And when I did, Sakura, she drank it all in one big gulp. And then she...
Hold on. I can't accept that.
God, don't tell me you've been bought into this whole she wouldn't kill her friend nonsense too. Have you still not gotten it through your thick skulls? This game does not operate on your ideals. Naive dogmas like friendship hold no ground here. This is a game of wits, of securing the spot atop of the hill. There's not one person who would sacrifice himself for another. In the end, every man thinks only for himself. Just as that woman sacrificed Ogami for her own sake.
Be that as it may, I still can't accept it.
You're still holding out?
Don't get me wrong, I'm not being sentimental here. I simply can't accept that when certain questions have been left unanswered.
You mean the sealed room?
Asahina, if you truly are the culprit, then tell me this. How did you construct that sealed room?
Well, who cares about that? Just because I'm the killer doesn't mean I have to come clean about everything!
I'm not saying that, but I am curious as to the reason you can't tell us.
Don't tell me. You're trying to say Asahina isn't the murderer?
And if I am,
Preposterous! Knowing she swapped the protein and poison, there's no room left for doubt!
Can you really be so sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it still strikes me as a little bit odd.
What's odd about it?
I mean, like, why wouldn't she do anything about such obvious footprints? It's kind of, how should I say it, a little too obvious?
I agree. It's almost as though she's asking us to suspect her.
Well, I was so nervous. I didn't realize that I had left footprints.
You didn't realize?
Yeah, it's the truth. What more do you want from me?
Hey, Asahina, would you mind going into a little bit more detail about when you switched the protein with the poison?
Why? It's not necessary!
Asahina, I'm asking you too.
Fine.
Do whatever you want. It's already obvious she's the culprit. There are no other suspects. Nobody other than her could have done it.
Please begin, Asahina. Start from when you went to the chem lab, if you would.
First I went to Cabinet C and got the poison from there.
That's when you spilled the powder in front of the cabinets?
Yeah, I grabbed one of the poison bottles from the cabinet and it slipped and fell.
Got it. Continue.
Next, I went to Cabinet A and got the protein, and that's where I swapped the two. After I swapped them, I took the poison-filled protein container with me and left the chem lab, but I had accidentally left a protein-filled poison bottle in Cabinet A, and because of that, you figured it all out. There, that's everything.
Hey, Asahina, based on what you just told us, after taking the poison from Cabinet C, you went straight to Cabinet A to get the protein, didn't you? In other words, you're saying you walked directly from Cabinet C to Cabinet A, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
But in that case, it doesn't add up. Asahina, would you please repeat what you just told us?
What's up, Mackie? You're pretty pushy today, ain't ya?
God damn! How long do you plan on dragging this out? Listening to it again isn't going to change anything.
How long? That's obvious. Until I've reached the truth.
I went to Cabinet C first, and that's where I got the poison.
And that's when you spilled the powder in front of the cabinets?
When I grabbed the bottle from the cabinet, it slipped and fell.
And what happened next?
I went from Cabinet C to Cabinet A.
That's not possible! Asahina, you first went to Cabinet C to get the poison, and that's where you spilled the powder, yes?
Yeah, so?
And then you said, after that, you walked from Cabinet C straight to Cabinet A to get the protein. But the footprints left in the chem lab don't go from Cabinet C to Cabinet A. That contradicts what you just told us, doesn't it?
Couldn't she have taken the long way around to hide her actual movements?
Nope, that's out of the question too. I mean, Asahina just told us.
I was so nervous. I didn't realize that I had left footprints.
Oi! What's the meaning of this, Asahina?
Well...
You're lying to us, Asahina. Based solely on the footprints you left, this is what it looks like you did in the chemistry lab. You arrived after the powder had been spilled and went straight to Cabinet A. In other words, it appears as though whatever you did didn't involve you going to Cabinet C.
What? What the hell? What's going on?
Furthermore, the footprints aren't the only part of your story that didn't manage to keep straight.
What?
Before I get into that, I'd like to present a new piece of evidence.
New evidence? Preposterous! There couldn't possibly be anything else!
Oh, but you're the one who gave it to me.
I did?
The evidence was hidden inside the poison bottle you gave me earlier. To overlook something so significant, You made a near-fatal mistake there, Togami.
Spit it out! What was in the bottle?
Here's what I found.
Huh? A shard of glass?
It was hidden at the bottom of the bottle. When you drank the powder, Togami, the shard of glass rose to the top, allowing me to find it. Thanks to you, I've solved this mystery. You have my gratitude.
What is that shard from?
So you haven't figured it out yet. In that case, Naegi, you tell him for me, would you?
Huh? Me?
Go on, Naegi, say it! Where did that shard come from?
Kirigiri found a shard of light blue glass inside the poison bottle. I seem to recall the thing I broke earlier, also having light blue glass. I'm not gaining any support this way again, god damn it! Blah 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 blah. The rec room window. That's a piece of the rec room's window, isn't it?
The window?
I recall noticing the rec room door's window had a light blue glass when I broke it earlier. That has to be it.
Yes, that's exactly right. And that's exactly why it doesn't make any sense. Why would there be a shard of glass from this rec room's window inside this poison bottle?
There is a problem, though. According to the testimony Asahina just gave us, based on what Asahina told us, when I broke the rec room's window, the poison bottle would have been in... Who's making these damn decisions? Ah, god damn it! Cabinet A! Finally. She left the poison bottle inside Cabinet A in the chem lab. That's what you said, isn't it? And yet, despite that, the fact that a shard of glass from the rec room's window was found inside it...
Means Hina's been lying?
The poison bottle was actually in the rec room. At the very least, it was there until the point the glass was broken. Until the room was unsealed. If it wasn't, there's no explanation as to why there was glass from the window inside the bottle.
And then, after the seal on the room was broken, it was returned to the chem lab. Similarly, the protein container we found in the rec room was, more than likely, brought there after the room was unsealed, after Ogami had died.
Slow down! You're moving too quickly! I will concede, the poison bottle was likely in the rec room when it was sealed. But you can't be so sure the protein container was brought there after the seal was broken! And then, there's the fact that Ogami took the poison because it was given to her in the protein container! If the protein container wasn't even there, why did she take the poison?
I'll need to go over that as well, yes. But before I do, there's something I confirm with everyone first.
And that would be?
It has to do with that protein container. After we discovered Ugami's corpse, did anyone bump into or kick the container at any point?
What is this? Some kind of leading question?
Never mind that. Just answer me.
I can't say I recall doing any such thing.
I didn't kick it.
Me neither.
I didn't kick it either.
I see. That's all I needed to know. I was right. The protein container was brought into the rec room after the room was unsealed.
Enough with the games. How can you be so certain? How can you declare something I don't understand as a fact?
If Kirigiri's certain about it, there must be some evidence supporting her. Something that proves the protein container was brought to the rec room after the seal was broken.
There's no question that that protein container was not in the rec room before the seal was broken.
Then you're saying it was brought there after the room was unsealed?
No, that's not possible. It was always in the rec room. Including before the seal was broken!
No! You've got that wrong! You know how there were glass shards scattered around the protein container at the scene?
The glass from the window you broke? Yes, what about
The
it?
broken glass wasn't just scattered around the container. There were some underneath it as well.
What?
The fact that there was glass under the container means it has to have been placed there after the window was broken, which makes it after the room was unsealed.
So, that's what that was all about. That's why Kirigiri asked if anyone bumped into the container.
It could easily have ended up on top of the glass just because somebody accidentally kicked it.
I get it. So you were eliminating that possibility ahead of time.
As a result, there's no room left for doubt, is there? Only the bottle of poison was in the rec room when it was sealed. The protein container was not there, but the two of them were switched after the seal was broken, and we ended up with the protein container in the rec room and the poison bottle in the chemistry lab.
If that's the case, then why did Ogami take the poison? Are you saying she didn't take it because Asahina gave her the protein container with poison inside?
No, that's not the case. She must have taken the poison straight from the poison bottle.
Given that only the poison bottle was in the room when it was sealed, that's the only possible explanation.
Then you're saying she ingested it, fully aware that it was poison? That's preposterous!
And it's the truth.
Explain yourself! No, please explain it to me.
First of all, there's something we all need to be clear about. Who took the poison bottle from the chemistry lab and brought it to the rec room?
Hina went and got it. And she gave it to Ogre, right?
What do you think, Naegi?
Someone went to the chem lab, got the bottle of poison, and brought it back to the rec room. And that was... What the hell am I thinking? God damn it! And it wasn't Asahina. Sakura Ogami. I think Ogami herself did it.
What are you talking about? She would never!
No, she most certainly went to the chemistry lab, and to Cabinet C, where the poison was, at that.
Liar! You're lying! Why would you lie about something like that?
She isn't lying. Kirigiri provided me with the evidence that shows Ogami did pay a visit to Cabinet C. I just have to show that to Asahina and get it through her head. Then she won't be able to deny it.
You're lying! What are you talking about?
You've got to listen to us.
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm the killer!
Asahina, you don't have to do this.
End this! Stop it! Don't say that!
You know the truth at this point.
You're lying! What are you talking about? You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm the killer!
Asahina, you know that's not possible.
Naegi! Screw you, Naegi!
Asahina, please just listen to me.
You're lying!
Asahina,
What are you talking about? You're wrong! You're wrong! You're so fucking wrong! I'm the killer!
if you won't listen then...
Stop it! Don't say that! You're lying! What are you talking about? Wrong! You're wrong! What the fuck are you talking about? You're so fucking wrong! You're so fucking wrong! I don't want to hear it! I'm the killer! It's me!
That's enough, Asahina.